Vicky Ratnani is back in the house, he's back in the building, and today we're going to be cooking something really cool. You know, Calcutta, at once upon a time, that's where all the action was. In terms of food, in terms of trade and commerce, in terms of art, in terms of architecture, everything. That's why jo Calcutta ke log hai, you know, they have got this whole beautiful, stylish, bohemian, but very simple, but amazing people. Now there are literally three kinds of food जो होते हैं. एक तो है वो अपना Bengali cuisine, the Hindu Bengali cuisine. Then is the Muslim Bengali cuisine. Then you have the Awadhi cuisine. Okay. What is really interesting is when the British were there was this whole gymkhana and club cuisine. Because in those days, the Englishmen, they want their own kind of food. So that's how the whole roasts, these lovely cucumber sandwiches, chops and cutlets, the whole story of these came into India. और वही recipe मैं आज कर रहा हूँ. One of them is that I'm actually making a beetroot chop. It's also called a vegetable chop, a vegetable cutlet, and of course the cutlet and the chop comes from the French word côtelette. Everything which was breaded in breadcrumbs was called a cutlet. Anything which was not was called a chop. But today beetroot chop या beetroot cutlet को हम आज ब्रेड करके फ्राई करने वाले हैं. This is actually a completely vegetarian recipe, but I'm using egg to just breadcrumb it. But अगर आपको वो नहीं चाहिए, usual cornflour water या मैदा या पानी का आप slurry बना के कर सकते हो. Now why I am cooking this in one of my most favorite Emami का Kacchi Ghani का mustard oil. It's got this beautiful pungent flavor. It's absolutely pure. It's really good for your health. And especially the quality of the mustard oil which I'm using are from Rajasthani mustard seeds. So there's a whole technology, there's a whole process, there's the quality, the raw material in which the mustard seeds यानी कि जो ये oil के लिए बनते हैं, this is really good. I've learned one thing about mustard oil, that the more pungent it is, the better quality it is. And there is a particular way where we actually season the mustard oil before we cook it. You have to take it to a smoking point. फिर हम उसमें से थोड़ा सा नमक छिड़कते हैं, and that's how you season it in order to get rid of that complete bitter taste. Now, first things first, I've got my coconut, which I'm just going to be cutting into small cubes because this is going to be used in my chop. Okay, a lot of people use the unsweetened, dried, desiccated coconut powder. Okay, वो भी use हो सकते हैं. So we just like kind of roughly chop the coconut. Then we have chilies है, उसको भी हम chop कर लेते हैं. And then we have peanuts. Okay, lovely. Now sometimes मैं क्या करता हूँ, I also take the ginger, garlic, peanuts and chilies and also make a paste depending upon the mood. So just roughly crushed peanuts. Now these are going to be fried along with everything else, and I'm using beetroots, I'm using carrots, which I'm going to be cooking along with my tempering, and then we're going to be adding a little bit of cooked potato which I already have here. So we're not going to make a complete powder out of this, roughly chopped है, because वो cutlet का जो है feeling of that vegetables and that crunchiness of the coconut, and of course my PANCH PORON spice which we will make next. Now PANCH PORON, okay, which means 5 spice. Now there is an Asian 5 spice or the Chinese 5 spice which has Sichuan peppercorns, soft, cinnamon, tar anise, and one more thing which I can't remember. So same PANCH PORON is actually equal parts of methi seeds. तो हम थोड़ी सी मेथी seeds डालेंगे इसमें, Nigella seeds, सौंफ, jeera और राई. Now there's also a PANCH PORON which you get in Calcutta which has like wild celery seeds which is called Rajuni seed. It's quite common in Calcutta. तो ये अभी हम इसे blend कर देते हैं. Now PANCH PORON ready हो गया. Now it's time to start the real deal, the cooking. So I'm going to be adding some mustard oil in here. When you're cooking with mustard oil, you have to use this to the fullest. Besides being very healthy, ये जो smoking point होती है mustard oil की is very high. Now it needs to be cooked at a high temperature. That's why for frying and for really good cooking, I love this oil. The real deal of a mustard oil will come when you start heating it. And once it starts getting warmer and hotter, you get this amazing, really nice, it's a different kind of pungency which you get. I mean, it's delicious. It's a delicious pungency. That's what I would say. In the meanwhile, I'm tempering my oil with the PANCH PORON. So now you can see the oil is smoking. I'm going to be adding a little bit of salt inside, and then we have to literally, and now we can cook. Next अभी हम डालेंगे इसमें beautiful ginger garlic paste, Amazing. Peanuts, कैरेट और हमारा बीटरूट, थोड़ा सा नमक और थोड़ा सा चाट मसाला. Now we just need to saute this a little bit, dry it out a little bit. Remember, we don't want to overcook these because you want this entire texture and taste in your mouth. You know, the crunchiness of the peanuts, the coconut, of course the Panch Poron flavors. I'm going to switch this off right now. और उसके अंदर हम हमारे आलू डाल देते हैं. I've got 3 medium-sized potatoes. I've got 3 medium-sized beetroots and 1 medium-sized carrot, exactly for this mixture. So we're just going to put this together, just like that. Give this a nice mix until it gets all mixed in together. Beautiful. It's nice and dry. Maybe a little bit of garam masala. Thoda sa. Nice. Maybe a little bit of salt. First class. चलो. अभी थोड़ा सा cool कर देते हैं. And in the meanwhile, get my eggs, flour and breadcrumbs together. तो ये हमारा पूरा setup है यहाँ पे. Flour, egg, breadcrumb always. Okay, this is standard. It's called PAN. भी हम हल्का सा थोड़े से breadcrumb डाल देते हैं. These are the few memories of my childhood. My God, I will never forget. कद्दू का ketchup. और उसके साथ ये railway cutlets. So yeah, almost the same shape. Almost yeah. तो उसको थोड़ा सा chill out कर देते हैं अभी. Now, choice आपकी है. Deep fry, normally which is done. और आजकल people are also using air fryers, okay, for this recipe. But I think for me, deep frying in mustard oil is just amazing. I have a recipe where we have Amritsari fried fish where I've used this lovely, healthy and tasty Emami ka Kacchi Ghani Mustard Oil. The quality of this is another level. The taste, the flavor, it's cold pressed, sharp, pungent. It's just outstanding. We will be actually deep frying our cutlets in mustard oil like they do in Kolkata. So while our oil is getting hot, तब तक थोड़ी सी time management हो जाए. Okay, this is called a bit of organization. Okay, जब भी हम होटल में when we are doing about 100 of these, 200 of these, you always have 2 people. You know why? One is the dirty hand, one is the clean hand. You see how we do it. We just roll it in this, in egg, flip it around a little bit, and then we put in the breadcrumb. Okay, so I'm going to go do all this in one go now. उसके बाद we're going to be shaping these अलग से. Okay, so if you have time, try to keep this mixture for at least an hour in the fridge. Okay, so it becomes really nice. अभी इसको हम breadcrumb में डाल के इसको हम double coating भी दे सकते हैं. तो ये पहली coating हो गई हमारी. ये हमने यहाँ पे डाल दिया. This is done beautifully. हमारा तेल काफी गर्म हो गया है गैस. And here we go. Beautiful. So in medium hot to hot oil, we need to just color this really nicely. Now remember, आपके जो ingredients है, everything is cooked already, which means we just need to crisp the side of it. Now if you have this mixture which is ice cold, you have to be a little careful when you fry it. नहीं तो बाहर का गर्म होगा और अंदर का ठंडा हो जाएगा. कुरकुरा, crunchy, wunchy, beetroot chop या beetroot cutlet, ready. Nice clean cut flavors, beautiful. Yes, best thing to eat this is with ketchup. And then we have hamara chop. Oh yeah, beautifully crunchy, wunchy, lovely chops. Delicious. This is such a genius way because you have the beautiful subtle Bengali spices, you have the beetroots, you have the carrots, and then suddenly you have the coconut, the ginger, the garlic, and that whole perfume of that mustard oil. I mean, I could have fried this in any oil, but I think जो मैंने choose किया है mustard oil, Emami का healthy and tasty Kacchi Ghani का mustard oil, I think is the best decision I've made today. So, what do you think of the beetroot chop? कैसा लगा? If you like it, click like, subscribe, don't forget to ring the bell and eat well and stay healthy.